Yo guys, and welcome back to this new stream here on the channel. And on today's stream we're going to discuss the Bitcoin price predictions, the Bitcoin price analysis, the Bitcoin weekend predictions, and much more. So if you are interested in, of course, the trading of Bitcoin, don't forget to right away smash up that like button on the channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're in general interested in trading of cryptocurrencies. Guys, I will be right away clarify some things up here. I'm still feeling a little bit ill, so probably this won't be the longest stream I will be doing here, but I feel very I just want to give you guys still this market update back to you guys out there as well. I live in the Netherlands, and the Netherlands just shifted its time with an hour back, so the streams will be right now starting an hour later every single day. I'm sorry for that, but this is the new regular time here, so excuse me for everyone who's saying we are a little bit too late, but that's because the stream, so since the clock has been set back an hour in the Netherlands. So I know it's pretty weird, but that's a thing in the Netherlands. But what are we seeing right now in Bitcoin? Bitcoin is dropping off ever so slightly right now, and is this a real big reason to be starting to be panicking? Is this a reason for me to say Bitcoin is going to go for a massive dump? I will be right away clarify this up to you guys, and I will be saying no. A reason why here is because Bitcoin is trading significantly below the CME close here. So we know that Bitcoin has been increasing yesterday all the way back here towards these highs of the 62.4k of the CME close here. And right now we're once again trading below it. So like you guys already know from the channel here, we have always made weekend predictions for Bitcoin. And I can tell you already once again, just like we had here 2 weeks ago, we had this massive drop-off. People were starting to get panicking over here. But of course, well, a lot of you guys, maybe not necessarily you, but well, a lot of people in the market were starting to be panicking that Bitcoin was going to go for a massive correction all the way back down here. I was starting to get particularly greedy, because what we were basically seeing here is distributing on the weekend here, of course. And of course, if the market is going to be opening significantly below the CME, just like it was doing over here, the CME opened over here, we right away saw that Monday pump, just like we saw over here as well. We closed below the CME, we saw the Monday pump. So what are we going to have for Bitcoin once again? If the exact same thing is going to be playing out once again here, we're going to see a Monday pump. I can tell you already. So I will be right away say this to you guys out there. The lower Bitcoin is going to go in the remaining of this Sunday, the more significant pump we could be expecting towards the Monday. So I am getting pretty excited. At least I don't really am starting to get worried. I'm not really starting to panic sell my Bitcoin. What you want to be doing with these drop-offs in the weekend here is that you want to be benefit from it, because the more further down Bitcoin moves in weekends, the more better opportunity it is to open a long position here. So far my Bitcoin long position is still open. I will be looking to add a little bit more to my position if Bitcoin is going to reach the 60k level once again. So if Bitcoin is really going to go for another minor potential move down here, I will be starting to accumulate more to my Bitcoin position as soon as we're going to reach the 60k once again. So I'm looking forward towards that as well with my different positions. My Shiba short with only a 3x leverage, so a very low leverage, is right now up 41%. It's more a fun position. It's only a 3x leverage. I was just about to just short it, and what you can see with Shiba right now here is that it is moving down very significantly since my entry point. It moved down in approximately then 15% or so, 10% down already from my entry point. So yeah, doing a particularly good job here, to be honest. So let's see where it could be heading towards. I think I can drive this Shiba short way down here. I think Shiba can be going for an absolute clunch back down here. So yeah, we'll be just casually holding on towards this position, and we'll be looking forward towards how it's going to be playing out. So yesterday as well, the funding rates were negative, so I was getting paid to be in this freaking position. So definitely worth to be in a Shiba short right now, in my opinion, still. So I am absolutely looking forward towards it, and even though the predicting funding rates are absolutely shooting up right now here, so that's going to be quite exciting here. But because you're in a short, you're going to get paid to be in your position, so it's definitely worth it to be in a short position right now, at least on Shiba then here. So but let's talk about Shiba a little bit later on the stream here, because right now I just want to be talking about Bitcoin. And for you guys out there that really want to be seeing a prediction here, of course I already made my prediction a moment ago. The lower Bitcoin is going to trade on Sunday, the more significantly we will be pulling up once again. And as well going to say here, I do think the chances are still relatively high that we're going to go for it Sunday bounce here. So yesterday we predicted the Saturday bounce here. You can see here we did got the bounce here eventually, where we were of course talking about, because yeah, you can see we're basically retesting this previous resistance line towards the downside, retest this level as support, and since then, of course, we saw this significant surge towards the upside, and of course, since surging ever so slightly towards these higher highs once again, we have been cooling off right now, and we're in this next 4-hourly candle towards the downside. So, what I as well want to be seeing here right now is that Bitcoin is not going to close its 4-hourly candle below this red box, right? So, a red box, previous resistance, previous support, previous resistance, resistance over here, support over here. So I don't want to be seeing this level getting felt to hold on towards. So what I want to be seeing right now for Bitcoin is basically, of course, a clear breakthrough of this level here. Sorry that the level's cleared again to support it. So what you basically want to be seeing here right now is that the 4-hourly candles are going to be bouncing back towards these highs here. It's going to create a wick on the lower side and still going to be closing, relatively in this red box here. It's going to be relatively neutral if we're going to see that. What is right now happening on the 1-hourly candles is maybe something with the Bollinger Bands where we could be looking at right now. So you can see Bitcoin is right now trading on the lower side of the Bollinger Band, and usually once we're trading on the lower side of the Bollinger Band, we tend to either see a bounce towards the upside, or if it's going to be a short-term bounce and we're going to move down further from that one, for sure possible, or it's going to be a bounce where we're going to just create new highs from off, just like we've seen over here as well. So we are right now trading on the lows, where we most likely are going to trade at. We will be seeing a further continuation down here. We first usually tend to see some sideways consolidation or might push up here further on. But what we could be expecting only in the short term is Bitcoin to at least bounce ever so slightly towards the upside, in my opinion. As well, if we're going to look at the EMA Bremen, you can see right now EMA Bremen is failed to hold on towards the support line. Right now we are trading below it, and we could be in for a rejection of this level if we're going to retest it. So we're right now flipping that level into resistance. If I'm as well going to look at the VPVR, by the way, here, guys. So I'm going to enable the VPVR. What are we seeing essentially on the VPVR right now? We are seeing that we are right now, of course, consolidating basically in this range, right? So the most amount of volume traded on the range here is the level of the 61.2k, where we basically have been consolidating on for quite a while right now. So this is going to be quite an important level to keep your eyes on. You can see previous resistance over here, support over here. So yeah, this is a very clear support zone because it's not only and horizontal level support, but besides that it is as well the horizontal level of support, this is as well very strong volume support. So there has been a lot of buy and sell, there's a lot of demand and supply zones in this range, so there are a lot of people distributing and accumulating on this range. What basically means here is there is one particular range where the most amount of accumulation and distribution at, it usually means that this is going to be the level to hold on towards, because if you fail to hold on towards this level, you usually can be going for some lower lows getting formed here. So right now, this looks of course a little bit more bearish here, because we have been seeing a clear 1-hourly close below it, but still going to say it is weekend. We usually see this manipulation here on the weekend. So here we broke below it, we got rejected a few candles, but then we moved up once again above it. So it's definitely not impossible to once again break above it, but it's, yeah, for sure going to be a relatively strong resistance zone that we are right now having ahead of us. So as well, a thing that we could be looking at right now here is some potential downward slope resistance line. So Bitcoin has been forming a lower high from of this high over here. So we have been starting to form a new downtrend here, because we've been forming 3 rejections over here on the high. Then as well, we could be maybe look at this downward sloping support line over here, excuse me, not from there on, but we could be as well maybe look for this downward sloping support line from this point up here. So resistance, support, and we could be maybe look at some kind of an some kind of an ascending broadening wedge here. Ascending broadening wedge is usually a typical bullish bias pattern here, so let's see how it's going to be playing out here. What we essentially want to be seeing right now is of course the supportive bounce from of this range here. What we could be as well aim for is of course the lower side over here, previous support zone, to hold us up as support. So you can see over here, previous support. Right now we want to be seeing this level getting hold on. Excuse me. So excuse me for 1 second. So I'm still a little bit ill, so excuse me for that. But Bitcoin right now could be maybe go for a retest of this level, and this could be of course helping us to potentially see a push up back towards the upside from that range here. So yeah, I'm looking forward towards what Bitcoin is going to be doing here. It's going to be going for a retest of the lower side. It's going to go for a retest of an potential ascending broadening wedge here. If you're going to, by the way, look at the ascending broadening wedge, I would be rather starting to approach like this point from here on, because then we can see of course more candle bodies getting connected here. So yeah, we could be for sure looking at an ascending broadening wedge here, some kind of like here it's getting curated, and of course what we want to be seeing essentially right now here is a bounce and a pushback up here towards highs, because if we're going to be really as well close on 1 hourly candle below this support line over here as well, we could be for sure be in for maybe a further continuation towards the downside. So let's see what we're going to have from here on, and let's see if we are really going to have this this continuation towards the upside from this point, and let's see if we're really going to get this supportive bounce from this range here. So at the imminent short term as well, Bitcoin is wicking ever so slightly. If I'm going to go to the 5-minute candles, you can see Bitcoin. Let me go to the 50-minute candles to see what the Bitcoin momentum is right now doing here. So we're still a little bit oversold on the 50-minute candles. We have been in a very significant downtrend from here on the 50-minute candles. So let's see how it's going to be playing out here. Hopefully we could be seeing a further continuation up from here on. So that's going to be very relatively important still. You can still clearly see we have been forming lower lows as well on the momentum indicator. So the 50-minute candles looks to be that it is in a healthy downtrend right now here. So we will be keeping our eyes wide open on that one. But for me, it will be starting to get important. And we just discussed the 4-hourly candles ever so slightly already. But for me on... the 4-hourly candles are really the candles that I will be starting to get excited from, because first of all, we can see right now we're still retesting the EMA ribbon here, so it's going to really come down on where this 4-hourly candle is going to close here. Is this 4-hourly candle is going to close with a big wick on the lower side, we could be still see a supportive bounce from up this level, together with the supportive red box of previous resistance getting flipped into support. So you can see so far here we hold it on towards this level, here we clearly hold on towards this level. So are we going to do the same once again for this 1-hourly candle? I do think 4-hourly candle, I do think still there's a very high likelihood that Bitcoin can be creating a massive wick on the lower side here on the 4-hourly candles and start to be moving up. And especially as well, since this retest we got yesterday here on this previous resistance line, we could be really start to aim for the price target here on the top side for this falling wedge here. So I will be for sure, in my opinion, still going to be aiming for this approximately 10.5% surge towards the upside. Yes, it is still weekends, so what you don't want to be seeing in weekends is, of course, pumps in the weekends. Of course, a dump in the weekend is relatively good here, in my opinion, always, because the further we're going to dump in the weekend, the more stronger I can be accumulating a long position for the Monday and for the coming weekend here. So make sure that you're keeping your head attached towards it. Make sure that you're using your mind, and if you're using your knowledge to your advantage, you know that if we're going to go for another drop-off, that there's going to be a very strong accumulation zone, because the further we're going to go down, and from up this point, we could be already expect an approximately 2.7% pump here on Monday, or either later this day here. So yeah, for me on right now, this looks like very strong long positions, because there's going to be some kind of a magnet here, of course, because we're going to get pulled towards this level anytime soon here. Will it be later today? Will it be, of course, will it be later today? Will it be tomorrow? That's, of course, the question that we should be asking ourselves right now here. But what we know here is that the lower the market is going to go, the more likely we're going to go and see a more significant pump here. And the lower the market is going to go, the more significantly I will be, of course, opening my long position, because, yeah, I will be anticipating that more tomorrow we're going to see an increase back towards this 62.4K level, just like we have been predicting for the past 8 weeks here. So I will be definitely put my mind towards this, and of course we're maybe going to see something like this, right, that we're going to just wick towards it and then come down again, because that's very likely to anticipate as well here. But just like we had over here, since of course closing so low on the weekend, we continue our way up here, and then we set a new all-time high for Bitcoin. So yeah, are we going to see the similar structures right now getting playing out here for Bitcoin? I am very curious. I do think that we could be seeing so for sure. So let me then talk about the 4-hourly candles, because I still have not been going that much in depth about the 4-hourly candles. Bitcoin right now, of course, is doing some very interesting things here. Of course, depending on where this 4-hourly candle is going to close here, you can currently still see that we're going to create several hidden bullish divergences. Well, because what we're seeing right now here is that Bitcoin is right now forming a clear lower low here on the RSI compared to these lower lows over here getting formed here. So we're forming still higher lows on the price action, lower low on the RSI. This is, of course, like you don't know already, maybe, this is, of course, a hidden bullish divergence. Hidden bullish divergence is a clear signal that the market could be seeing a reversal back towards the upside from off that point. So yeah, I am definitely looking forward towards on how this is going to be ending here on the market. I do think that, of course, right now that this divergence is not confirmed yet here, because the 4-hourly candle has not been closing yet here. But I will be saying to you guys out there that this is a very strong opportunity that you could be looking at for accumulation, of course. So yeah, it looks pretty particularly excited right now here, and I definitely can't wait to see how it is going to be playing out right here on the exact imminent short term here right now. So that is, of course, a thing that we're seeing on the RSI, and for as well enabling the MACD here. We know that the MACD is yeah, maybe could be about to form a new higher low here. So you can see this trend that we're currently in here is pretty significantly. It's very easy to identify. We're basically forming higher lows here. while the price action was forming a lower low in the price action over there. And of course, if we're going to once again form a lower low in the price action and a higher low here on the MACD, it's going to be another bullish divergence. So even though the Bitcoin is maybe going to come down a little bit further here on the 4-hourly candles, this could be still have a very positive effect here. So what I want to be seeing is then Bitcoin closing its 4-hourly candle significantly lower than this low over here, because then we could be for a further continuation towards the upside here on the 4-hour MACD as well. So that's a thing that we could be aiming for. So momentum indicators are still relatively bullish in my opinion. We're still relatively neutral to bullish here. I definitely think that we could be starting to get a little bit more excited about it. As well, what we can currently see here on Bitcoin on the 1-hourly candles, we are curving back ever so slightly. And just like we told you already, we could be either expect a Sunday pump, a massive Sunday pump, or a massive Monday pump here. So we already saw the Sunday correction. If we're going to correct further on, it's going to be a Monday pump. If we're going to right now push up here, it's going to be, of course, this Sunday pump where we have been aiming for. And then we could be maybe see that the Monday is just going to open just on the ranges where we should be expecting it will be opening at, right? So that's going to be pretty interesting right now. So that's going to be a thing that I will be aiming for, of course, for Bitcoin. So far it's moving up ever so slightly here. That's pretty exciting to see here. Bitcoin finally reversing a little bit higher. Will be breaking its downtrend on the lower time frames. That's the real big question that we should be asking ourselves right now here. But what are we seeing on the Bitcoin daily chart? Of course, all these charts are important to look at, right? So I like to discuss every single chart, every single time frame to, of course, make up a good mind, make up a good view, make up a good amount of things where I could be aiming for what Bitcoin could be doing then on the imminent short term. And I use all my knowledge I have, and I combine all my knowledge to make a good opinion on the market, right? So, what we currently can see here for Bitcoin is that we are right now, of course, retesting the falling wedge that we're creating here on the daily time frame. So, falling wedge is getting retested. Is of course a relatively interesting retest we're currently getting, right? So falling wedge is a typical continuation / bullish bias pattern here, just like we saw over here. It's a typical reversal pattern because you create a falling wedge in a downtrend, and you basically always want to be longing every single falling wedge here. And I can tell you already, this falling wedge, you want to be longing it as well, in my opinion. So I am already, of course, in massive long positions, and I will be for sure anticipate the new all-time highs that Bitcoin is going to create here in the coming days here, because Bitcoin is going to create new all-time highs in the coming days. It's just a matter of time, in my opinion. So Bitcoin is going to shoot up further from here on, in my opinion, because first of all, you can see a bullish bias pattern getting formed here on the daily time frame. We're forming this falling wedge, what has a bullish continuation. And of course, if you're wondering about the price target, it could be from this point of trading right now already give you an approximately 9.6% return. And of course, this falling wedge is as well active here on the 4-hourly candles. What could be as well, in my opinion, reaches price target towards the upside. What is even a little bit higher, because the price target over here is going to be a 10.4% move here. So yeah, I am for sure anticipating right now higher prices for Bitcoin. And what is the most important key part of this strategy here, if you're going to trade on the daily time frame, is patience. Because right now Bitcoin is moving down, and maybe some people in the chat will be saying it as well here. Oh, Bitcoin is still moving down, you're wrong, or whatsoever. And they were telling me as well I was wrong, that I was longing the market over here. Because I was longing the market, I saw this breakout, and people were not believing it, because people are just, I don't know, they are just attaching their emotions towards the market. And what is key to success if you're a trader, what is key to success if you're willing to be a Bitcoin trader, is going to be patience. Just play the long game. Right now for me and my trade as well, my Shiba trade has been, for instance, being underwater for 2 days, but it is once again patience. I am just being patient, and of course in the end of the day it will be paying off for this Cardano trade as well. I am right now 2% in profit, but this is once again comes down to patience, because as soon as Cardano is going to start pumping, people are going to say and ask me, Rover, when should I enter my Cardano position? Because Cardano is going to be pumping as well anytime soon, and we'll be talking about it later on as well in the stream. But for this daily time frame for Bitcoin right now as well, it's going to be patience, because if you're just patient, this is going to be paying off, in my opinion, to be honest. So, as well, a question from, okay, Rover, do you think the top will go into the first quarter of 2022 or by the end of 2021 here? And that's a very, very good question. And I don't think that we're necessarily going to be aiming for a top in the coming years. I do think that Bitcoin is going to be having these kinds of cycles, that it is having a 9-month low here. I do think that a lot of people will be getting fooled. Maybe Bitcoin goes, let's say, towards 90k in Q1 2022. I do for sure think that the cycle top will be going towards that range over there. Then we could be going to go for a 9-month low again, and then I think we should going to go up once again here. I don't think that we're going to go for a classic bear market for a 4-year low, because everyone is saying right now, you know, people are right now saying to me, Rover, don't say that we're going to go, don't say that again, because yeah, last year around, everyone said it's not going to be the same as the last year. But because everyone is saying that right now, I will be definitely say this year is going to be different. This cycle is going to be different than the other cycles around. I don't think that Bitcoin necessarily has to go for this 4-year all-time high, then a 4-year bear market, and then we're going to shoot up once again. I don't think it's going to be likely to anticipate this kind of structure anymore. What I do expect, what Bitcoin is going to do in the bigger picture, is that it is just going to form a high, and it will be having these accumulation phases. So like an accumulation phase, 9-month low here, people will be getting faked out. People will be all selling off their Bitcoin over here. People will all sell off their Bitcoin right here. And then, of course, the institutions are once again loading up here, because all the retailers are expecting a bear market. And a bear market, I don't think, of course, there are going to be certain markets that we're going to be having more bearish price action surpassing us. I will be for sure anticipate that there are going to be huge downtrends on Bitcoin as the time continues. But what I don't expect is that we're going to have a 4-year market low here. I do expect that the coming markets are going to be having maybe a 1-year market low, maybe a 9-month market low. And in the end of the day, we could be shooting up once again. And you know why? First of all, too many people know about Bitcoin. Too many people want to be accumulating the bear market. Then as well, we know there is a massive amount of inflation. And inflation is a real big reason why I don't think that we're going to have this classic 4-year cycle for Bitcoin as well. What do you think? What do you think if the halving comes up for Bitcoin? You think that suddenly everyone who's right now interested in Bitcoin is going to stop looking at Bitcoin once the halving comes here, and they're not going to buy it? I know already, for instance, here, of course, the halving was here in 2019, is going to happen in 2023 around September, if I say it correctly. So, let me set up this line here. Let me say, for instance, I have to search up exactly when it will be happening, but let's say the halving will be happening somewhere around this point here. What do you think was going to happen with the halving? I think that once the Bitcoin halving comes here, then we're going to set new all-time highs here for Bitcoin. I think there will be a huge high run-up once again, and there will too many people be interested in the market. And some people are saying, I hate trolls, of course. Xenon, you will be as well moderator, of course. I mean, that's well, you can help me. But I mean, yeah, okay, look, that's true. There's always a 1-year low here, but I don't expect it's going to take 4 years, approximately 4 years, before setting a new all-time high for Bitcoin. I don't think it's going to take so long here. I definitely disagree with some people that are having that kind of opinion on the market. And you know what? A lot of people are right now saying to me, Rover, don't say that we're not going to go in this 4-year bear market, because everyone said that last year around as well. Because everyone's saying that right now, I'm always counter trading their emotions, because everyone said this time around over here, we're not going to go in a bear market anymore. Bitcoin is always going to be recovering and always going to set new all-time highs. That was everyone said over here. And right now, this time, everyone is saying, don't be fooled by 2017 again, because people that got wrecked here by the top are already going to try to sell off their Bitcoin once the bear market starts, you know? And because people are going to do so, because the retailers are going to sell off in the bear market with these, I mean, not real bear market in my opinion, but in this reaccumulation phase for Bitcoin, because this is, well, not a bear market, this is a reaccumulation phase for Bitcoin. The people that are willing to distribute their Bitcoins sold their Bitcoins. The people that are willing to accumulate have been accumulating, and the people that are not willing to sell are still here. So I do expect that Bitcoin is going to just go up for a new all-time high, then see a massive correction. Maybe we could be in for a 50% correction. A lot of people are going to say the bear market is here. A lot of people will be starting to go out of the market. Then, of course, the institutional interest picks up again. They're going to accumulate, and we're going to just see another curve over. We're going to see another accumulation phase, and I don't think it's going to take us another 4 years to see a new all-time high if we're going to be really having this 50% correction in the market. I do think that Bitcoin is going to recover relatively quickly, and more quicker than we most likely all going to be expecting over here. So as well, weekly closes here, 14 more hours from here on. So keep your eyes out on the weekly candle close. Looks to me that we're still going to hold on towards 0.5. So we have been in a consolidation weekly candle close here, not a new all-time high in terms of weekly candle closes. So yeah, looks particularly good for Bitcoin, to be honest, right now. Let's see where it could be heading towards from this point. Hopefully we could be seeing a further continuation in next week. Maybe we could be first see this retest of the lower side with 0.5 and then start to move up here, or we're already going to see a very significant pump towards the highs once again on the next weekly candle close open. So yeah, it's going to be quite exciting. Still going to say to you guys out there as well, what are we going to have for the Bitcoin dominance? I do think Bitcoin dominance is going to be still seeing another potential move down from here on, and that we're going to see more altcoins going to be gaining from the coming weeks, coming months from now on. I do think that Q4 is still, a lot of people are saying Q4 is not going to be good for the altcoins. I do think it's going to be good for the altcoins because Bitcoin dominance saw this rejection, and right now we're starting to move down, and right now we're going to go back towards these levels around 39% or either the 35% for the Bitcoin dominance, what could be having a very positive effect here. Silica 70% up. It takes I mean, yeah, Silica pumped yesterday, like yesterday evening, it pumped like crazy. So let me as well look at the some people are saying Dow Jones is what is the ticker of Dow Jones? I forgot. DY. It was like this here, down. Let me see. I have it over here. So some people are saying Dow Jones topped out here. I mean, guys, quick lesson for you guys out there. And some people say, "Oh, I'm not going to listen to this guy of 20 years old." But I mean, I know what I'm saying, and I know I've done my research, and I'm not stupid. I have been doing a lot of research on the markets as well, and the psychology of the markets. And you know what? You know what happened over here? You know what happened over here? People said we were going to go into a market crash. We're going to go into the biggest market crash in history. You know why people were saying this? You know why people were saying this? Because of the Evergrande fund, and besides that, the market came down. So markets come down within approximately 5%. People say it's a bear market because people attach their emotions towards the markets. As well, another thing that you know here, the most amount of people that sold off as well for Bitcoin in the September crash here were retailers, were short-term hodlers, people that were just looking around the corner. As well for Dow Jones, people sold off over here. But you know what? There's never going to be a market crash once all the investors are going to say there's going to be a market crash. Because if all the investors are going to say there's a market crash, it doesn't going to be happening, because they're only, if we're looking back to all the previous market crashes we got in the market, right? Every single market crash we got in the market was always an event what no one was anticipating. It was a major shakeout where all the investors were there. So as long as all the investors are going to say the market is speaking out, the market is going to stop right now, we're going to continue further up. Just like with Bitcoin here just a few months ago, where everyone said Bitcoin is going back to 20K, it's done. If everyone is going to say that, it's going to be, of course, a relatively bullish thing here, in my opinion. Yeah. So, excuse me, I'm still a little bit ill, guys. But basically what I wanted to say here is that do not anticipate a market crash. If all the investors, and if CNBC is saying, oh, there's going to be a market crash, no, it's not going to happen. So just play it smart, just counterplay the emotions, because that's basically how it comes here and how it works. Let me see. Rover, is Plan B your father? I mean, Plan B is definitely, guys, I did tweet about it yesterday. And by the way, is the thumbnail not uploaded? Let me quickly check this to you guys. Is there no thumbnail on the stream? That should be weird, right? Oh, there's a thumbnail on the stream, so that's good. That's good to see. So what I basically want to be talking about as well is like I was asking you guys, let me know in the chat right now here. Let me know in the chat here, because we are watching with more than 900 of you guys out there. Let me know real quickly in the chat. Do you think that the Plan B is right for their prediction of the coming month of November? Because No Defember is around the corner, guys. Tomorrow it's No Defember. Guys, are you excited for No Defember? Because Plan B is predicting a 98K, yeah, almost a 100K, just let's say 100K Bitcoin for November. Guys, it's going to be happening. Is it going to be happening for November? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Do you think Plan B is going to be right for the coming month of November? That's going to be pretty crazy if they're going to be right here, because that means that my long is absolutely going to be exploding, and I'm going to be absolutely making freaking big profits here. So we'll be loving to see that. So I would most certainly like to see Bitcoin going back to 98K, man. I would most certainly like to see it. But let me see what the chat is saying here. Nicole's saying yes. Sahil's saying no. Rich is saying yes. And guys, as well, quickly going to say it. They have been predicting it so far perfectly. So let me quickly see what they were saying when they did their prediction, of course. Here it is. So far they've been right. 100K or close to agreed. Okay, yeah, maybe it's going to be a little bit good. Plan B, worst case scenario. Let me see what the worst case scenario was. Worst case scenario was like 80K for the coming month, right? If I say correctly. I ran in the red in my Bitcoin trade. I'm a little bit too scared to add more to my position. What do you think? I mean, Tom, are you in a long or short? Because if you're in a short, I should definitely be scared. But if you're in a long position, I should never be fearful. I mean, right now especially because people are maybe worried because they're right in the red on their long position. But Bitcoin is moving down on the weekend. So what we maybe expect tomorrow is going to be a massive pump. Or later today, there's going to be a massive pump. So I mean, I'm not scared at all. I'm not scared at all. And it could be for sure still a very likely possibility that we're going to curve back already in the coming hours from here on. And that we're going to see a massive pump in just a few minutes from here on, right? So I definitely should not be scared. I think plan B needs a plan C. I mean, so far they have been right. So you can't really say they have been wrong here. August they have been right. September they have been right. October they have been right once again. So I'm curious. I'm very curious. He does not control the market, that's true, but what we do know is that the stock-to-flow model is a so far accurate model. Why the plan B bashing? I don't know. I'm not bashing plan B at all, but so far they've been right, so I'm not bashing anything. As for, of course, as soon as their model gets invalidated and as soon as their model is not valid anymore, yeah, we could be starting to get worried. Let me quickly do this. Let me see. Let me see what the chat is saying here. We're not going to go to 40k, bro. Stop dreaming. I mean, yeah, true. The people that are saying we're getting back to 40k are crazy. In my opinion, at least. I mean, you know, a lot of people don't understand, but the rise of Bitcoin is inevitable. And you know why the rise of Bitcoin is inevitable? First of all, there's this rally. Some people say it's the ETF rally. I don't see it's the ETF rally. I see it more as the anti-inflation rally. But the future and the success of Bitcoin is inevitable. And there's no reason why Bitcoin could be going. Why should Bitcoin go back to 20k? I don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening. Because the world economic system is about to collapse. And people are going to sell their Bitcoins for dollars. No, people are not stupid. People are not stupid. So you just have to think about that one. Yeah, really have to be thinking about that one. We maybe form a hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hourly candles. That's true. We have already discussed the potential for a hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hourly candles, guys. That's already, I think we went over. So the 4-hour, yeah, can for sure form a hidden bullish divergence. What I will be as well do for you guys out there, because I already explained this to you guys. Bitcoin is really cooling off right now. Right, as you can see, Bitcoin is dropping off ever so slightly. What I will be doing for Bitcoin is as soon as we are going to see 60k getting reached here, I will be adding more to my position. So I will be already set up a limit order. I will be just adding, let me see how much quantity I will be adding towards Bitcoin. This is another 100k. I'm just going to add another 100k as soon as Bitcoin reach the 60k. So if Bitcoin is really going to retest this level, I'm going to be accumulating more and more and more for my position, and I will be liking to, of course, build up a bigger position, because right now I'm only in a $735,000 US position. I want to be building it up to 1 or 2 million. So yeah, I am for sure anticipating new all-time highs in the coming weeks here. I think no dip November is going to be extremely bullish here as well. If we're going to look to previous price action, of course, this is of course still speculation that we're talking about, right? So we're still talking about speculation, but if we're looking back to Bitcoin returns here, we know that if we're going to be putting it up to the monthly. Let me first look at the weekly, by the way. Are we going to be having, let's say, the first week of November? Was that a bullish week here? So if we're looking back towards the previous weeks here in Bitcoin, right? So last time around, the week 63 in the market is usually not been a very strong week for Bitcoin, like you can see here just a few years ago, and as well 4 years ago in the 2017 cycle. This was the worst week. The 63rd week was the worst week in the whole run-up of October. In October, the last week in October was the worst week. But what do we know of the 44th week? What do we know about this week, the first week of November? So last time around, we saw a 12% pump in the first week of November. Then the year before, we had a 1.6% correction. But basically, we have been only seen once a red week in the 44th week for Bitcoin. Is it going to be another red week next week? I don't think so. Look back at exactly 4 years ago, so 2017. That's really the aim I'm right now aiming for, because I compare these cycles to each other, right? So far they have been pretty accurate if we're looking to the pumps here. So you can see 39th week, we saw a massive pump as well in 2017. 40th as well. 41st one as well. And of course, in these in the 42nd and the 43rd week, we saw as well not very significant price surges in 2017. But right now we're just going sideways basically for the last 2 weeks here. But what could we be expecting for the 44th week? 20% pump. 45th week, a massive correction. And then the 46th week, a massive pump once again. Could be for sure possible. I do think that the 45th week is going to be a little bit more of a bearish week. It's likely to expect, look at this, a lot of red candles. A lot of red, a lot of sell pressure, a lot of downwards momentum for Bitcoin came in on that week. Massive corrections like the 21% drop off, like the 40% drop off. But of course, we know that Black Friday is coming up in November. And usually because of Black Friday, we tend to see corrections in the market. Just like we saw in 2019, we saw massive corrections in the market because Black Friday is going to close in once again near the end of November. So that's the thing that we could be aiming for. But the 44th week is already going to be a relatively bullish week still for Bitcoin. Of course, if we just purely look to the monthly returns, we know that if we're looking back to 2017, we saw 53% surge on November. Last time around, we saw 42% surge in November. I expect similar surges on November. Some people are saying, come on, don't dump to 453K. I can tell you already, this weekend is not going to happen. Maybe next week we could be having so, but like we saw, the week 44th in Bitcoin is usually a very strong week in the market. Then second of all, do I really expect a massive dump in the weekend? I mean, if Bitcoin is really going to come down even further, like we did over here, I mean, this was, oh, damn. So, like for me around here, this was the massive, very massive dump on the weekend, right? So we saw an approximately 5.5% dump on the weekend. But of course, because we dumped so significantly on the weekend, we as well saw the 6% surge right away afterwards. So the further Bitcoin is going to dump on the weekend, the more significantly I will be expecting it will be pumping on the Monday. So please, Bitcoin, come down. Please, Bitcoin, come down, because I want you to fill up my order, because I will be adding more and more to my leverage long position on Bitcoin. And by the way, if you want to be trading as well, don't be, make sure to use my link in the description here on BYBIT, because if you're going to sign up for my link in the description here, you will be getting a particularly good deposit bonus. You will be getting in $3,500 deposit bonus on BYBIT, as well $2,000 deposit bonus here on Femex. So don't forget to sign up here right in the link in the description. If you want to be trading some altcoins, for sure as well possible, like you can see. You can trade Shiba, you can short Shiba, you can trade a lot of coins, and they're adding more and more coins every single day. So don't forget to check it out here. Definitely worth to check out trading Bitcoin over here. As well, I'm already doing some self-promotion here, guys. Don't forget to smash up the like button, because we're right now having 900, we are right now having 900 of you guys watching this stream live here, but we're only got 200 likes, so smashing up the like button is only going to take a few seconds of your time, but you will be literally mean the world to me if you could be smashing up right now here, because the more people smashing up the like button, yeah, the more significant, and the more viral this cryptocurrency content is going, basically, and the more viral cryptocurrency content is going, the more people will be getting exposed to crypto. So you will be not only help me out, but you will be helping out the whole space here. So don't forget to just take a few seconds of your time by smashing up that like button here. So, let me see what we're going to do. When is the 4-year bear market expected? I don't, like I just told you beginning earlier today in the stream here, I don't really expect we're going to see a 4-year bear market. Of course, we're going to see who's right, who's wrong here in the coming years. We will be not seeing it in the coming weeks here. It can take years and years on time. But yeah, it's going to be quite exciting. Good save, bro. What save? What about the free and green index? Let me quickly check up on it. So let me see what we are currently having for the fear and greed index, of course. So greed is definitely still here. Of course, usually we know that if there's greed in the market, we should start to get a little bit careful. We should start to lean forward a little bit, so ever so slightly right now. But yeah, you can see it's cooling off ever so slightly. I do think after today, the greed will be still a little bit more down. People will be starting to have a little bit more fear. So yeah, let's just wait how it's going to be playing out here, the fear and greed index. But we know here, if there's fair, it's a good buying opportunity, just say like we saw last month around. If there's a lot of greed in the market, the greed could be staying relatively high for quite a while, right? So we could be maybe have something like this here. The greed could be staying high for quite a while here, but as soon as the greed comes down here, it's going to be a good time to be accumulating. It's going to be a good time to be accumulating, of course. Like the greed was the highest in June, and oh no, not even in May. That's pretty crazy. Oh, it's 2019, excuse me. So let me look at the past year. So you can see And we're looking to February. I mean, the grade was already particularly low in May here. So what we want to really see here is maybe these levels around at 94. If we're going to really go towards the levels on the 90 plus, 94, 95 in the grade index, yeah, we should start to get extremely careful. Of course, right now we're already on the higher side. So of course, in terms of the best accumulation ever possible, I will be not saying it so right now here. But let's say we're going to right now go for a drop off back to 50k in just a matter of a few candles. I can tell you already, the fear will be once again low. The fear will be around to 20 in the index, 25 to maybe 30. So people will be starting to get extremely fearful at that point here. So yeah, I mean, when it's really a good time to be accumulating, of course, once the fear is high. Right now the fear is not really there. So yeah, we just have to wait here. We just have to see how this further going to be developing on the market here. So yeah, it's going to be quite exciting here. Of course, right now, yeah, we're still relatively high, but the fear, the greed is cooling off ever so slightly from the past weeks here. So you can see it's already moving down ever so slightly. Bitcoin as well moving down ever so slightly. Rover, you don't look well. I mean, guys, for everyone who's saying that, I am still a little bit ill here, so excuse me. No, it's just because I'm a little bit ill here. I'm already ill for the last 2 days here, so for me, I'm still recovering ever so slightly as well. My reason why I'm a little bit less active on YouTube lately, because I'm just getting, I'm a little bit ill and I'm just still recovering. But guys, I will be still for sure trying to put out the content here, because for me, it's just my passion. I love crypto. I love talking about crypto. I just like doing it. Some people are saying, Cardano will never explode. I definitely disagree with that one. Cardano right now still, of course, it has been going sideways, but for me, I'm still going to say this to you guys out there. Cardano is right now calm before the storm. Cardano is right now preparing itself for this massive rally that will be coming towards us anytime soon here. So I don't think that Cardano is done. I don't think that Cardano is over. I do still feel very excited about Cardano, and I do still will be saying this to you guys out there, that I do expect Cardano will be setting new all-time highs later this year. So I think, yeah, as soon as the smart contracts projects are going to roll out here, so the new DeFi projects, it's going to be the best and massive hype run up on Cardano. And for everyone who don't understand this game, for everyone who don't understand the crypto game, on how you should be playing it, you should start to play it right. And how you play it right here is by right now accumulating, let's say, swing trade positions on Cardano. I think that is the most strong strategy that you currently can have here on the market. It's an extreme good strategy, in my opinion, to right now anticipate a very strong swing trade position on Cardano. Like you can see, I'm a little bit underwater right now. But what I will be doing with my swing trade position on Cardano is, as soon as Cardano is going to drop even further on, I will be adding more. I just have enough USDT still on the sidelines. I will be accumulating bigger positions on Cardano as soon as we're going to fall a little bit further towards the downside. So yeah, I'm very curious on how it's going to be playing out here. I don't really expect Cardano going to do nothing. No, I do expect that Cardano is going to be climbing its way back all to the top, just like everyone said. Cardano is dead over here. People are saying it once again over here. Come on, guys, use your knowledge to your advantage, and don't use your knowledge to get wrecked yourself. You want to be making crypto, and for me on the space, right, I'm just here to make profits. I'm just here to make money, and for me to make money right now, it is a good time to be into the Cardano price section. Can you go through Ethereum? That will, of course, let's go through Ethereum for a second here. So let me first start off with discussing the Ethereum compared to Bitcoin valuation. You can still see it's climbing ever so slightly. It's looking good here. We already saw that because of the Bitcoin double is rising ever so slightly. What are we having right now for Ethereum? Ethereum is looking particularly good. Let me get to my right chart, because I got one per chart that was a little bit the best one that I was looking at. So I think I will use this chart for a second. Let me see. Yeah, we'll use just chart. So, what is Ethereum right now doing? What we can clearly see, Ethereum, of course, yesterday set a new all-time high. It's 2 days ago already, so it's quite a while back already. So Cardano, of course, Ethereum set just, of course, a new all-time high. What I will be aiming for is a clear retest of this high over here. So the 4 hourly candles has been retesting this level, not yet. And you can clearly see previous very strong resistance. I want to be seeing a retest of this level in order to see a further continuation towards the upside. So, yeah, let's see how it's going to be playing out here. Hopefully, we could be seeing this retest coming towards us as soon as we get this retest here on the 4 hourly candles. We could be in for, of course, this further surge towards the upside, and we could just see previous resistance getting flipped into support. And of course, as soon as Bitcoin flips its market structure bullish again, and as soon as Bitcoin is going to start this significant uptrend once again on the 1 hour and 4 hour, we're just could be in, of course, for exponential price surge, because I've never seen a breakthrough of an all-time high being so boring. Like, usually once we get this breakthrough of all-time highs here, we tend to see massive rallies towards the upsides, right? So right now, this has been the most boring all-time high breakthrough I've ever seen for Ethereum, for Bitcoin, because we're not really seeing these massive pumps right now coming around the corner. So that's pretty interesting what we're having. It's just steady accumulation. It's moving up very healthy right now. It's not moving up like crazy exponential. It's moving up healthy. So, what we could be seeing right now on the Ethereum 1 hour chart is maybe pretty interesting, because we're creating some kind of a wedge here. We're creating some kind of an let me set this up like this here. We could be creating some kind of an downward sloping parallel channel where we could be aiming for, or we could be just call it like a wedge here, falling wedge. But I mean, not really a falling wedge. We just approach like a parallel channel here, so we can see basically that we're creating a bull flag here towards the coming hour candles, in the coming 1 hour candles that we're right now trading on. So this looks particularly good for Ethereum, because if you're going to be measuring a price target of this bull flag, you're going to, of course, aim from the lower side to the high side. And if you're going to be aiming and placing these candles here, you can see we could be in for a further continuation towards the $4,800. I think we're right now creating a beautiful bull flag on the Ethereum price section. I think Ethereum is just going to go for a continuation towards the upside. It is definitely no doubt that Ethereum is going to do so, and I definitely think it's a no-brainer to expect that Ethereum is going to see a further increase from this point. So, So yeah, let's just wait and see what Cardano is. I said Cardano the whole time here. I don't know why, but let's just wait and see what Ethereum is going to be doing here. I do still expect this 12% surge is going to be an imminent thing here, especially if the weekend is over. I just want to be seeing the weekend is over, because I don't like trading weekends. I don't like being in weekends with crypto. I just want to have an every single day, a regular day on the week, regular day here, because the weekends are always just a waiting game, right? So Bitcoin as well just closed a new 1 hourly candle, but as soon as Bitcoin is going to close its weekly candle, and as soon as the weekend is over for Bitcoin, we could be then in for this this next further continuation here. But yeah, I do still expect Ethereum is going to see this continuation towards the upside getting created here. I want to be seeing a bounce anytime soon from the lower side. I do think it's likely, since Bitcoin is as well trading on these lows of the weekend. So yeah, we just have to wait ever so slightly and see how it's going to be playing out here. But yeah, it does look particularly good right now here, to be honest, for Ethereum. Ethereum is ready for absolutely blast off here. As well, it's about to retest these highs of the 4 hourly candles. So that's looking particularly good here, to be honest. If I'm going to then look at the daily candles, you can see Ethereum has been forming just a very healthy uptrend. It's been forming, of course, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high. So it's just moving up in a very beautiful trend here, and it's definitely no wrong things I'm seeing right now on the chart here. So let me see what we're going to see. Get well soon, Rob. I mean, thank you so much, Rob Zombie. Thank you so much, Rob Zombie. Hidden bullish divergence. Let me see what real quickly on the 1 hour candles what we're having for Ethereum. Are we getting an hidden bullish divergence? No, we're not creating a hidden bullish divergence on the price section for Ethereum right now. For Bitcoin right now as well, not on the 1 hour candles. What we're seeing on the 50-minute candles is essentially that we're creating some bullish divergence here for Bitcoin. So yeah, once again, Bitcoin is moving down ever so slightly. I like to see Bitcoin moving down, to be very honest. Let me get to a different chart, because I don't like using this chart to spot divergence or whatsoever. But yeah, what you can see right now on the Bitcoin chart here on the 50-minute candles here is that it is creating a bullish divergence. It's creating this higher low here on the RSI. Of course, once again, still wait for the 1 hour, the 50-minute candle close for confirmation. You can see clearly we're forming a lower low in the price section. So yeah, we're about to create a regular bullish divergence, of course, if you haven't already seen it here, you can see it once again in the left of the screen. You can see how a divergence is spotted and when it is bearish or bullish. So make sure to make a screenshot if you want to be learning a little bit about those things here. But bullish divergence and bearish divergence are very, very important. You could be spotting these momentum shifts in the market. Trading with the momentum is the most important and the most profitable strategy, in my opinion, to trade crypto. So it looks particularly good as well in the 5-minute candle. So usually I don't really look at these lower time frames, but just for entertainment purposes, I'm right now going to give you guys some predictions what we could be expecting on the imminent short term. Is once again forming significant and several amounts of bullish divergence. So what could be in right now is that we are very, very close for a reversal. Maybe it's going to be a short-term reversal like we saw over here, and then a further continuation down here. But at least we could be expect a further continuation towards the upside anytime soon here. So yeah, we're still creating a significant bullish divergence on the 5-minute candles, but I don't like to do really my analysis on these low time frames. If I'm really going to then take a look at the 30-minute candles, you can see it's getting oversold here. Usually once the 30-minute candles are oversold, it's a general good time to take some accumulation in place here. So you can see over here, has been oversold, has been oversold, has been oversold. So yeah, usually we either see sideways action, like you can see over here, we saw a lot of sideways action. So what we could be maybe having here for the remaining of the weekend is Bitcoin consolidating around this green box here and then start to move up once again here. So yeah, we could be for sure anticipate some higher prices because the market is oversold here. That's usually a thing that I do here. The lower the market is going to go, the more likely it's to expect higher prices anytime soon here once again. So as well, still going to aim for the support line over here, where we could be creating this ascending broadening wedge from. So yeah, pretty exciting what we could be aiming for right now. This one could be for sure still play out here. We're still right now just trading below it, but we could be easily wick from it and then move up once again. So ascending broadening wedge still getting created right now on the market. Bitcoin still moving down ever so slightly further on. But yeah, for me on still, I mean, the further we're going to dump on the weekend, the further we're going to pump on the Monday. It's easy to hold, indeed. I mean, some people think it's, for me, it's easy to hold Bitcoin. For me, it's easy to not sell my Bitcoin. But for people that are just looking around the corner, I do know it's hard. It's hard for people that are just looking around the corner to hold on their Bitcoin. I mean, holding Bitcoin is not an easy job. That's for sure true. But it is going to bring you life-changing wealth. So you just have to basically buy Bitcoin and never look back towards it. That's the best strategy, maybe. So Bitcoin is getting eaten up already. That's pretty crazy. Well, it's just trading on 300. It's just a matter of 1 minute. We saw a massive eat up for Bitcoin, like you can see in the 1 minute candles right now. So Bitcoin is getting eaten up already once again. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool to see. So it's creating ever so slightly a wick once again on the lower side. So yeah, as you can see on the ascending broadening wedge here, we could be still maybe in for a re-entry here. I mean, not re-entry, but still for this supported bounce from the lower side of the support line. So it's likely to expect that this downward sloping support line is going to provide at least some kind of support, like you can see over here. Previous support, 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 as well as support over here. So if you don't know already, what is the price target of an ascending broadening wedge here? It's the measure, the impulsive leg up here, and if you're then going to measure from the low, you're going to be going for a price target 2065k here. I mean, for me right now, it seems like a very ambitious price target, but I wouldn't be surprised because this makes quite a lot of sense for me. Because yeah, if we're doing 1 plus 1 is 2, of course, you know. So the weekend is almost over, and then we could be seeing this further continuation up here. And don't get me wrong here, it doesn't necessarily is bad if we're going to perennial pump on the weekend here, because I definitely do expect that either Bitcoin is going to pump right now here back towards these highs for the remaining of the Sunday, or either it's going to be doing it on the Monday. So it's either way, it's going to be moving up back up here in the coming, let's say, 60 hours from here on towards the 62.4k. So it's either going to go for this 3% surge towards the upside, in my opinion. And I wouldn't be surprised to expect this leg up here once again for Bitcoin. Because, yeah, we have been right with our predictions already for the past 8 weeks here. We know that this is like a strategy that we use, and it works like for 9 out of the 10 times here. So we keep it for sure anticipated. And, of course, if we're wrong with our weekend prediction right now here, maybe it's going to be taking a little bit longer and we're going to fill it on Tuesday. Maybe we could be seeing something different playing out. But at the end of the day, we're going to fill it. We're going to come back towards this level. So just give the market time here. I mean, so far we have been wrong with our predictions on the weekend for over 9 weeks here. So as guys, as well, if you're just tuning in towards the channel for the first time, and if you want to be staying up to date about weekend predictions, if you want to be staying up to date about market analysis whatsoever, don't forget to right away smash up the subscribe button on the channel, because we're very close with smashing it up to 66.2k. And it will be truly amazing if we're going to do so. Let me see. Is it that low RSI is something to worry about? No, I mean, if the RSI is low, it basically means the market is oversold. And as long as the market is oversold, it usually tends to give you a good average price to accumulate the market into crypto, of course. Mana is absolutely exploding. So I know, mana is absolutely exploding. And it surged up very, very quickly. So that's, of course, absolutely a lovely thing to see here. You can see on the daily candles, mana is just absolutely exploding. I just already warned you guys about it on Twitter. It moved up with an approximately 300%. I feel very good because I was really willing to accumulate more of this NFT project, of course. I was really interested in accumulating more of mana, but of course it shoot up all the way to $5 from of just a matter of 60 cents here, so it's a pretty crazy one. So BYBIT as well, being a member for 2 months right now, pretty crazy. Thanks so much for supporting the channel. You're saying right now, hey Rover, could you please check this 11 years trend line on Bitcoin? It's on Emmett's crypto channel. I mean, no, I will not go to his channel or will see that, but 11 years Bitcoin trend line. I mean, is it just a logarithmic trend line? I mean, I will not really go to different channels because I don't really am a huge fan of that. I don't like doing that. But yes, I think it's some kind of this trend line over here. I think you should be you're calling with this trend line. I don't know exactly. Let me know. Is the logarithmic growth curve for Bitcoin? Is this top side of resistance for Bitcoin? Is this logarithmic growth resistance here on the top side? So you can see over here, this is the 11 years resistance for Bitcoin. But I mean, is this level you're talking about? Because I mean, game over. It's not game over for Bitcoin. It doesn't matter. These trend lines doesn't matter. I mean, an 11-year trend line, and that's going to be the end of Bitcoin. No, it's not going to happen. I can tell you already. I don't like to talk about these things here because how I purely see Bitcoin is that it has fundamental future. It has fundamental worth. So it will not be game over. It will be not game over for Bitcoin. And please don't fall for the fun that is created in a market because I don't really see, I mean, of course, you always have to make up your own opinion, but I don't see Bitcoin topping out right now here. Bitcoin is not even close to be topping out on this point. I do expect Bitcoin could still see the top side of this range getting reached here around the 150k. That's of course going to be the bull market top right now. Of course, the longer it takes Bitcoin, the more better it will be here. But 150k for the potential, the short-term top here will be very likely. Then maybe see a cool-off period, then see another touch here. And of course, if we're ever going to be in history break this trend line, it's going to be crazy for Bitcoin. It's going to be crazy for Bitcoin because then we're going to absolutely crush it and we're going to absolutely send it towards the ultimate, just like we did over here. We did peak above it ever so slightly. Just like we did over here, we did peak above it ever so slightly, but we're not really necessarily close above it ever so slightly. So yeah, pretty interesting one. So far as well, the bottoms, like if you're trading on the lower range, or especially if you're trading below, just like with the COVID crash here, of course, you can see these are very good times to accumulate, because if you're trading below this range, these are very good times to accumulate. So pretty interesting. It's a curved trend line. Yeah, this trend line maybe you're talking about here, this one over here, because yeah, this is well curved if I put it on not on logarithmic. So yeah. Do you think when do you think Cardano will bounce? I will be not putting in a certain time frame attached towards it, but I do expect it will be bouncing in the coming 2 weeks here. Will Mana bounce? I mean, Decentraland is already bouncing, right? Bitcoin is not used for anything in reality. I mean, Dominic the Graph. That's a thing that I totally agree with. But you know what? You know what? What I really think here? Someone's saying Bitcoin has no reality. It's nothing. No one is using it in real life. I mean, you know why Bitcoin is good? I really have to tell you. I probably don't even have to tell you guys out there why Bitcoin is good. But Bitcoin is the future because it's the only real scarce asset here in the world. I mean, you can be, of course, there's going to be hyperinflation in the world, and it's of course a thing that you can't disagree with because they're printing like crazy. So there will become a day that there's going to be hyperinflation in the dollar. What will be as well kill the euro, of course, at the end of the day. What will people do here? They will be rushing into products like luxury watches or whatsoever, because there are a certain amount of watches only created, so it has a value, right? Or you could be looking at gold, what also is scarce, but not real scarce, because once the government has huge debts, they're just going to mine more gold so they can come out of their debts. So what will be happening if you're going to be buying gold? It's not going to increase so significantly, and it's not really, of course, it's going to hold its worth. It's definitely not a bad investment, gold, but it is not necessarily going to give you this life-changing wealth, and it is not a real scarce asset. So the only real scarce asset in the world is Bitcoin. Because we know there's only going to be 21 million Bitcoin. We don't know how much gold there is. Maybe we're going to go in space. We're going to be able to mine these things in space where it's unlimited gold. I mean, in space, everyone can become a billionaire. So much gold is there. And of course, in Russia, they're finding more gold. They're opening a new mine. They're mining more gold. I mean, just think about it. The only real scarce asset is Bitcoin. So yeah, for sure, I don't have to explain this to everyone who's watching right now. I do know that you guys already done your research. You know why Bitcoin is good. But there's only one real scarce asset, and it's Bitcoin. And that's the reason why it's going to succeed here in the coming economic crisis that is going to come here. In the coming economic crisis, it's going to be Bitcoin that's going to lead everything. Bitcoin is taking over, and El Salvador will be one of the richest countries in the world. I mean, Hungary as well. They are owning as well quite a lot of Bitcoin already. They have more Bitcoin than El Salvador. El Salvador don't have necessarily that much Bitcoin, to be honest. They only have 2,000 Bitcoin. Of course, it's still good for the country. They're still doing a very good job here. But it's not necessarily going to be the richest country that is owning enough Bitcoin. But for sure, it's going to have a very bright future. It's going to only have Lambos, Ferraris. So pretty cool. Let me see what the dollar index is doing. Yeah, let me see. The red blue green is saying it. RGB. RBG. So let me see. Oh, dollar index has been indeed pumping very significantly. So look at this. The dollar index has been indeed pumping. This was was this yesterday? I already saw this one. So yeah, you can see dollar index is getting supported by our supportive line that we're creating towards the upside right now here. I mean, for us, it's very important for us that are loving crypto, for us that are extremely bullish on Bitcoin. It's important that the dollar index is going to break down here, because the less a dollar is getting worth, the more Bitcoin is getting worth against the dollar, right? Because the Bitcoin is measured against the dollar. So if the dollar loses its value, Bitcoin gains value because the dollar is getting less worth, right? So what we want to be seeing for the bullishness of Bitcoin, of course, I mean, we have been seeing the dollar index increasing the whole time, while Bitcoin as well has been going parabolic towards the upside, towards the new all-time high, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be the game changer, that if the dollar index is going to break over, that the Bitcoin is over. No, that's not true, because we have been seeing it already in the past months here. The dollar index still moves up, but Bitcoin as well moves up still with it. So what we want to be seeing, if we are really going to go into an insane bull run, if we really want to be seeing Bitcoin send it towards 150k, I want to be seeing the dollar index breaking down of this rising wedge here. So as what we're seeing on the weekly time frame, you can see this green box over here. Previous resistance, previous support, previous resistance, support over here. We're retesting it again. So are we going to see a breakthrough of this resistance/support box? It's going to be relatively bullish for the dollar index, and it's going to be having a little bit more of a bearish effect on Bitcoin. If we're going to get a rejection, it's going to be extremely bullish for Bitcoin, because there will be more momentum going towards the bulls. More and more people will be basically lose their value on their dollar. So your dollar is getting less worth a piece, what means that you're having less buying pressure. What is of course extremely bad for the people that are not invested in Bitcoin. But that is the reason why I say be on the right side right now, and you still have the time to be on the right side, because if the dollar index is going to break up here, it will be eventually still come down here. It's just a matter of time. So if the rising wedge here, because we're creating right now a typical bearish bias pattern, right? A rising wedge pattern for Bitcoin dominance. We can see clear support line getting formed, clear previous support, resistance. And excuse me for a second. So if this comes down here, and if we're really going to be breaking out this rising wedge here, it's going to be having a very bearish effect on Bitcoin. It's going to be having a very bearish effect on the dollar index, and this could be resulting in this this massive run up for Bitcoin that we have been waiting for. I do expect to see this coming down here. What's the price target of this breakdown here? Because it's a typical bearish bias pattern that we're running creating. We're forming diminishing returns, and we're forming exponential highs here. This is, of course, a typical bearish bias rising wedge formation. So what we could be expecting if we're going to see a breakdown is from this point, we're going to see another 5% correction. And it's, of course, quite a lot for the dollar index. So we will be keeping our eyes wide open on this pattern right now, and we will be just wait and see where this market could be heading towards from this point here. And we will be just monitoring this this chart for the coming days here on Bitcoin. On the dollar index, to see where we are going to go and break towards. So in the meanwhile, Bitcoin is fighting its way here. Bitcoin is really fighting right now against the potential dropout that we're creating over here, and Bitcoin is really fighting against the weekend right now, against the manipulation that we're creating, because yeah, weekends are just pure manipulation, guys, if you don't know already. In the weekends, there's less volume getting traded. Then because there's less volume getting traded, some rich individuals have more influence on the market, or some people that are ready to invest or ready to manipulate the market. So let me see. You're doing a very good job, the real Xenon. I'm really love it. I own a lot of USDT. Is it safe? I mean, I don't really should. If you're going to own a stablecoin, I should definitely suggest using USDC, man. I definitely like the USD coin a little bit better than USD tether, to be very honest. Bro, how much of your portfolio is in USDT right now? Like I told you already, I don't really own USDT. If I own stable coins, it's USDC. And right now still, I have an approximately 12% in USDC, maybe a little bit more. I have to check on it really quickly because Bitcoin is right now correcting. It will be probably a little bit more. But around the 10 to 13% approximately, 10 to 13% in USDC, not more about that. I mean, you know why I'm right now very low in USDC? Because I still expect new all-time highs getting generated. And for me, I don't care about if my Bitcoin valuation is going lower, because my job that I have been assembled to is to accumulate the most amount of Bitcoins. And what I do in an uptrend, of course, is accumulate more dollars, and in a downtrend, I accumulate more Bitcoins. So right now, we're a little bit in downtrend, and I've been diversifying back in towards the market, and I've been accumulating more and more and more. as well, what I do with trading, I make like last week I've not made a lot of money with trading, right? Because the market has just not seen anything happening, you know. But these are the times that you want to be accumulating your swing trade positions at. And if you're just like me in a swing trade position right now, you're most likely going to benefit from these exponential surges once again in the market anytime soon here. And you know what I'm going to do here? As soon as the market is going to be pumping up towards new highs here, what I do expect then is that my Bitcoin position, what I do expect if the market is going to move up once again, my Bitcoin position is maybe getting worth 200k, right? So something around that. Then I will be taking profits on that. I will be shifting my Bitcoins to cold storage once again, and I never touch it again. As I just said, 2 or 3 Bitcoins to cold storage, I never touch it again, because I know that 2 or 3 Bitcoins can be settle you for life in the coming 5 years. So I don't care if my Bitcoin valuation goes down. My job here is to accumulate the most amount of Bitcoin. That is what I do care about. Of course, as well, I'm making a very interesting investing strategy, because as well, what I do, I start to be buying into, let's say, watches. I start to buy into different things because I want to be having a diversified portfolio. But my end job for me always is at least have an 85 to 80% crypto portfolio. And of course, of that 80% portfolio, 70% has to be in Bitcoin, Ethereum, 30% can be in altcoins. Of course, as soon as we're going to close in towards maybe January 2021, I will be probably go even out of my altcoins and even have a 100% Bitcoin Ethereum portfolio to first of all have a very good overview on what I exactly own, and of course to have a very good overview to not getting wrecked here, because at the end of the day I want to be accumulating the most amount of Ethereum and Bitcoin, because those are the coins that are going to be really have you that are really safe to invest in my opinion. So let me see what the chat is already saying. Why is USDC or not USDT? Because USDT is not fully backed here, and I don't like it. I mean USDT, I'm a little bit skeptical about it because I don't think it's fully backed. They are saying it's fully backed, but it's not fully backed. I do think that USDT is a little bit of scam, maybe. I'm a little bit skeptical about USDT, and USDC is fully backed, and it's proved that USDC is fully backed by the dollar. That's right. That's why if I'm holding stable coins, yeah, I'm holding it. Let me see. Cold storage is basically a ledger. I just put it on the blockchain, and cold storage is basically I send my Bitcoins to my ledger. My ledger is basically I send my Bitcoins to the blockchain, and I set it to an account where I don't touch it. How I can access the account is with my ledger, because some people say the ledger is where you store your Bitcoins. No, that's not true. You store your Bitcoins on the blockchain, and your ledger is basically your key to your wallet. That's how you should see it, for a simple explanation, of course. So I just put it on cold storage. I just set my Bitcoin on the blockchain and never touch it anymore. Maybe I will be touching it in a few years, maybe in 5 or 10 years I will be just touching it. Maybe, of course, I will be diversifying a little bit here. And some of my profits I as well spend to different things here to have a diversified portfolio. But yeah, for sure looking forward towards Bitcoin, by the way, bouncing back ever so slightly. Doing a very good job. It's pumping even. It's pumping ever so slightly. And you can see over here, we have been talking about this pattern already for quite a while here. Ascending rolling wedge has a bullish continuation power target here towards the upside. It has this target. Let me make this purple for a second. I think this is good. So this is a bullish continuation pattern here. You can see it has a price target of 65k here. If you don't know an ascending rolling wedge, make sure to search on the internet, ascending rolling wedge. Ascending rolling wedge is a typical bullish bias continuation pattern. After a significant rally up here, you tend to create these patterns, and you tend to, of course, see as well break it towards the upside. Price target is measured from the impulsive move you did create towards the ascending rolling wedge. Then you're going to be measuring the price target from the low of the ascending rolling wedge towards the price target on the top. And in this case, it's going to be 65k. And that's, of course, going to be a relatively good bullish price target that we could be aiming for right now here. As well, on the 4-hourly candles for Bitcoin. Well, let me see on the daily candles, of course. We just retest this level on the lower side as well. So, Bitcoin retesting the falling wedge on the daily time frame, was, of course, looking particularly good here, in my opinion. I mean, more and more things coming together here. I am extremely bullish still on Bitcoin. I don't see a reason to be bearish on Bitcoin right now here. Bitcoin, of course, 4-hourly candles going to close in 1 hour and 30 minutes from here on right now. So, that's as well going to be relatively important on where we're going to close this 4-hourly candle. What will be extremely bullish if Bitcoin is still going to be able to close 4-hourly candle with a big wick on the lower side and still close within this red box here. And we'll be loving to see that, of course. And let's see if we are going to get. Let's see if we're going to get this this Sunday pump already, or if we're going to get the Monday pump here. So just wait on the sidelines. Just wait ever so slightly, guys. By the way, before moving forward towards content, don't forget to right away smash up that like button. We're right at only 20 likes away before smashing it up to 400. And as well, if you're new to the channel and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel yet here, don't forget to right away smash up that subscriber button because we're running only 6 subscribers away before smashing up to 66.2k here. So if you haven't already, hit and smashed up that subscriber button. And of course, don't forget to as well ring the bell notification if you haven't already. Man, make sure to smash it up right now for more of this kind of content. And of course, if you're right now smashing up the bell notification as well, you will be not missing out on any of our videos. And of course, if we're seeing any important developments, we usually tend to upload these 2 to 3 minute update videos here on the channel, and you will be definitely not miss out on any of these updates that we are bringing out to you guys out there. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button right now on the channel, and you will be always stay up to date on the market. Some people are saying going back to 58k. I definitely disagree ever so slightly. If we're going to go so, it's going to be only a more significant pump on the Monday. Of course, never write out everything in your book here. Always keep every single scenario in touch. But I think the 58k is a little bit too bearish here in my opinion. Smash those likes, please. Check out Ethereum, please. So yeah, we have been looking at Ethereum. So far Ethereum is doing a little bit of a worse job here against Bitcoin. So like you can see on the Ethereum compared to Bitcoin valuation, we have been losing ever so slightly our valuation in the past hours. Ethereum compared to Bitcoin is losing strength right now in the market. So that's pretty unfortunate to see here, to be honest. So Ethereum not bouncing as strong as Bitcoin right now is here. Bitcoin trading on 60.8k already once again. So yeah, let's see how strong Ethereum can be reacting towards this. Of course, we are still looking towards this significant pattern that we have been talking about here. We're still looking at this. Let me set it up like this here. We're still looking at this parallel channel here, basically, aka this bull flag that we're aiming for. And excuse me. So excuse me for that. Bless me. But we have still been looking at this bull flag here on Ethereum. Price target of the bull flag here is of course from the low to the high. If you're going to measure the price target, it's going to be aiming for the 4,800 US dollar Ethereum. Well, it's looking particularly good right now. And what it will be for sure is we'll aim for. So just give Ethereum some more time here. It's about to consolidate ever so slightly. It's trading against all-time highs here. Bitcoin is a little bit farther away from all-time highs. Ethereum is only 5% down. I mean, Bitcoin is, by the way, I think the same way down here. I think as well, approximately 5% here. 10%. The Bitcoin is a little bit further down here. So let me see. Yes, inverse head and shoulders on the 4-hour candles. Let me see on the 4-hour candles real quickly. So people are calling for inverse head and shoulders on the 4-hour candles. For sure possible. For sure possible. So have not really approached it like this yet. So wait, I have been talking about this. So yeah, we could be talking about the inverse head and shoulders, but what you want to be seeing then on the 4-hour candles is just a curve back up right now here. If we're going to get a curve back up here, we're going to talk about the left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and we could be in for this this head and shoulders pattern for Bitcoin. Looks particularly good right now here, to be honest. It's going to be my second scenario. My main scenario is going to still be the falling wedge here. So yeah, inverse head and shoulders could be still play out here on Bitcoin as well. Gesundheit. This was parabolic. Let's see. Bitcoin falling wedge 1 hour. Whoa, that's maybe as well potential scenario. I mean, I should not approach like a falling wedge here, to be honest. Approach more like an ascending rolling wedge, bro. So yeah, some people could be saying it's falling wedge. I don't really approach a falling wedge because I don't use these wicks. I don't connect really the wicks here. I don't see a falling wedge getting created. I see more an ascending rolling wedge here right now. But guys. Anyway, I will be right now wrapping up the stream. Unfortunately, I'm still a little bit ill, so excuse me. I would have loved to continue the stream way longer, but unfortunately, I am not able to do so. So once again, thank you so much for watching to this amazing stream here. Don't forget to smash on the like button, of course. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel because we're going to do every single day live streams here on the channel. We're doing every single day new updates here on the channel as well. So don't forget to right away smash up that subscribe button if you haven't already as well. I don't forget to ring the bell notification because later today, if we see something interesting playing out on the market, I will be dropping out this very short update video here. So guys, thank you so much for watching once again to this amazing new stream here on the channel. And we'll catch you guys on the next stream. Peace out. Goodbye.